This is part two. My sister, my sister has so many machines on her. You got to read her book at the Kennesaw State University or history, the museum. My mother, the NAACP, the Southeast Regional, Miss Ruby Hurley, I honor her in her grave, came out and they shut the mill down for unsafe working conditions. They moved the cotton mill, Whittier Cotton Mill, out to the federal prison on McDonald Boulevard. And many of those prisoners died. That smoke, that cotton inhaled in the lungs, many of them died with it. I pledged to Miss Hurley. I set up programs for them. I set up the first GED program before judges was ordering it at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. I pledged another person wouldn't be as dumb as I was with what happened to me. I pledged my soul over that one that I would teach just to teach safety. She taught me, Miss Hurley taught me. I knew nothing about the NAACP, but I knew that my mom had gave her life to shut that unsafe working condition down. It's a beautiful spot down at Whittier Mill. I took my grandchildren there to see it and to see how they've refurbished and they saved the old rocks and the old place where the mill was. That's the reason I really got into the NAACP was for my mom, my mother, and what my mother did to help save the lives of the Suttons, of the ones in Mableton, of the Bogazans, of the ones that had to work them cotton mills, the Fulton Cotton Mill, the Scottdale Cotton Mill. My sister that was trained through Lockheed Martin. Y'all need to read her book of how the Bear Bombers plant trained her. That's how she got trained. I pledged my life to Jesus and safety. I pledged to do that. I tell my grandchildren, you tell your mama and your daddy, I don't care if teeth and tongue fall out with them. You tell them everything. Everyone is not raped, but there's some mental health challenges that you can go through that some of it's got to be told. Some of it must be told so that others don't go through it. I applaud the women, the boys, the girls, the adults that are going to come through after the Epstein files. What am I learning from them? I'm learning about how prisons do, how medication is given, how things are done in prisons. I'm learning, especially the testimony I heard this morning. I'm learning of how people save their minds by telling what happened to them, how they overcame, how they were looking for a hand up. and they got an abused mind. They were looking to, it's nothing wrong with looking to get up. It's how they were tricked. I was tricked at that corner right there. It don't make us stupid. It don't make us dumb. It don't make us crazy. Although we were unlearned. I was 17 then. I was 17 then. Today I'm 71. A person that had more knowledge talked me into a red BMW and got my attention. Made me trust them and believe in what they were saying. Right here on the ground where I was educated at. My last 2 years of school. My mother told me how always have a quarter on you. Back then the buses was a quarter. Always have a quarter on you. I went on to work with Miss Rachel in Cobb County, Georgia. Went to 48 black churches to get those transit buses in to Cobb County so that people could get to work. Because I was abused trying to go to work. Okay, I was trying to go to work. But I wanted to make sure that other folks went to work. I always had a quarter on me if I didn't have nothing else. She taught me how to catch a bus and depend on nobody to drive me. To this day, I need my car. I have to have my car. I normally drive most folks. I became a driver for my prayer partner. I became a driver, and that's all I meant to do was drive her. And the Lord called me into being an evangelist. Because I almost failed high school, I went through the NAACP to the Atlanta Federal Prison. All my job was to put on programs for those inmates. And a mother named, I honor her in her grave, Mother Jessie May Taylor. If you read the book, 35 Prominent Women Out of Cobb County, Mother Taylor is in that book. If you read Dr. Tom Scott's book, she was the first black teacher in Kennesaw, Georgia, at McCullens Airport. First, free. She would come down to McDonald Boulevard from Kennesaw. She had an education and a teaching degree. She would teach those inmates. And I like my stories because you can follow me by the media. If you go on the media and look at when the prison, Atlanta Federal Penitentiary was being burnt by the Hispanic community, they set it on fire. Mother Taylor was coming there teaching them GED. I couldn't teach. I was just straight out of high school in 1972. In 1974, when we started that program through the NAACP chapter at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary, she taught GED. Education is everything. The programs that all of these programs, USAID, DEI, all CDC, all of these programs for mental health that has been set up is needed. All of these programs is needed. I had a call to come in just a few moments ago from a mother, Dylan, that started the first private black school in Cobb County, Georgia. You need to read about her. I have worked with some prominent, great people. I walked down this sidewalk going to that crossing to go to work. And I wasn't making, what, $5 an hour then. But I walked down this aisle to go over there. And it was breathtaking that I trusted someone in a uniform. But today I work with law enforcement. And I trust the peoples I work with. I do, I trust them. Everybody ain't bad. Everybody don't have that mindset. I could have been, a few years afterward, one of the missing and murdered children. Instead of Nathaniel Cater, it could have been a Mary Cater. But God saved my life. God did it. I didn't do it. God did it. God saved my life. Am I mad? No. But do I have a story to tell you? How everybody don't have incest. Everybody don't have rape cases. Everybody don't have, we were just dumb little girls. We were just country bumpkins in a court of law. A person said I was a duck. I had duck feet, probably a duck brain. I don't know. But I tell the story to say to the young ladies, I honor you. I honor you. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have a BS degree in criminal justice and 4 classes from having a master's degree in criminal justice counseling. But I have a BJ degree,